Hello everyone, it's Blood and Glitter, or if you're watching this from Black Butler Amino, you'll know me as Sutcliff. A couple things that I would like to apologize for in this video is number one, I don't use scripts when I record because I find it very hard to read from a script, so I'm sorry for any mess-ups. I will not cut out words that I mess up. Another thing that I would like to apologize for is the Undertale gameplay. I know it came out like last year or something, but it's the only game I have on my computer, and I didn't want to play some shitty 2008 Flash game. And quite possibly the last thing I'd like to say is, I'm still learning on how to edit videos and use editing software and put all this stuff together. I'm stuck with Windows Movie Maker because I'm a poor ass bitch, so without further ado, let's get into the actual video. So today's video is going to be about a Black Butler ripoff, I guess, that I kind of made. See, I was cleaning my room a couple of days ago. Great word association. But I was cleaning my room and I found a book that said Black Feather on the front of it. And I said, "What's this?" So I opened it, and turns out it was a story that I wrote back in 8th grade or something when I had first gotten into Black Butler. Now, the pictures for these OCs will be either in the description to a Deviantart link if you're watching this on YouTube, or if you're on the Amino that I'll be posting this on, they will be down below. But, I don't really know what I was thinking when I wrote this book, because I was so passionate about this book, like I wanted to get it published and everything, and it was basically a Black Butler ripoff. Now, that being said, let's get on to the characters and the premise. The premise of the story was there was a noble who was set in Victorian England, and her name was Onyx Femme. Now, Onyx was basically a CL Phantom Hive ripoff, if I'm being totally true. And the story starts out where her house is on fire, directly copied. Her house is on fire, and she goes into the woods, and she, like, sacrifices animals or something like that, and then she gets her demon, which I will get to in a minute, and basically they have 6 servants, and it was supposed to be like a weird love story. Like, imagine if Sebastiel was actually canon. That's basically what this is. But, I know I say the word a lot, but whatever. So basically, Onyx she was like this, oh god, I can't even remember her description. It would have probably been a good idea to have the book sitting out here, but whatever. But Kalain Saunders. I don't think I ever disclosed his last name because I was too lazy to. But Kalain was her butler, and he was tall and skinny, sort of like Sebastian, but he had white hair instead, and his eyes were purple or green or something. I think they were green, but he was basically a recolor of Sebastian. Oh dear. But in the first, like, 3 chapters, Onyx gets an assignment from the Queen, because there's apparently, like, a sex trafficker, I suppose. Is that what they call people who own a lot of women that sell them to other people? I have no idea. I probably should have researched this. But eventually she gets found out by the person, and he decides that he's going to now own her, and then Kalain gets pissed, and then he saves her. And they go home after that, and Kalain starts figuring out, like, oh hey, I like her, what should I do? So he notices that she's very lonely, because in this book, she did have a fiancé, but he was basically worse than Elizabeth, and his name was Philippe, or Felipe, I don't really know how to pronounce it, because sometimes I put the little weird squiggly line over the E, I'm not sure what it's called. Once again, I probably should have researched this before I started recording this, but whatever. But he basically decides, I'm gonna be her secret admirer. So he sends her a dress in the mail, and asks her to go to, like, this big fancy ball, and Onyx, of course, feeling like she has to, because, hey, she wants to know who this guy is, she decides, oh hey, maybe I should go. So he starts, like, I don't really know how this works because I don't think they had hair dye back then, or at least temporary hair dye or something that he could have done this with, but he decides that he's going to wear a masquerade mask because it's a masquerade ball anyway, and he's going to dye his hair so she doesn't recognize it's him. So during the night of that ball, Onyx is there and they start dancing, and his plan is he's going to take her out to the balcony of the fancy mansion that the ball is being held in, and he's going to be like, do you want to know who I am? And if she says yes, he's going to, like, I don't really know if he knew it was going to rain or what, but he was going to take the mask off, and then everything was supposed to be danky doodle. So I decided that a demon, a different one of course, was going to come crash the party and be like, hey bitch, I'm going to steal your, I don't want to be rude. I'm gonna steal your girlfriend? I don't know. But, so the demon comes and crashes the party, and Kalain gets all upset, and it starts raining, and Onyx didn't expect it to be Kalain, and then Kalain thinking now without, Kalain thinks now that Onyx hates him or something, and then he runs off, and he's like, hey, if you stop bothering Onyx, I'll fight you, and if I lose, you can't bother her anymore, because the demon really wanted to kill Kalain this entire time and didn't give two fucks about Onyx. So, then, this was a thing that I ripped straight from Alex, why? Alice in the Country of Hearts, where this dude visits her in her dreams and tells her, hey, your butler thinks that you hate him now, you should probably go help him, because the demon and him are about to fight, and you damn well know that he is not gonna win. And did I mention that Onyx also became a Reaper somehow? Like, her eyes are very, very light purple, and she looks like she's almost blind and stuff, and she always has her bangs covering her eyes, and I'm like, yeah, this isn't a rip-off of Black Butler at all. I don't want to get a cease and desist and copyright, so maybe I should change that. But after that, she decides she's gotta go save him, so that happens, and then they figure out that they love each other, and book 1 ends. Now, in book 2, yes, there's a book 2, Jesus Christ, I wrote 120-something pages for book 1, and on book 2, I only have like 30 pages down or something, but in those first 30 pages, Onyx gets kidnapped by angels, and they decide that they want to try and corrupt her for their own needs, which I never figured out what was for. And Kalain's like, they do this whole, I love you, please don't do this to me, like, cliche. And then Onyx finally is like, oh shit, I'm not an angel, I'm a Grim Reaper. So she fucking massacres all of them, and they just go home, and that's all I got for book 2. Now, I really want to redo this story, because in the beginning, I want her to kind of, I don't know if I'm gonna change this to where the Grim Reaper, like, she was already a Grim Reaper, and she wanted to do something different, so the higher council of Reapers, or she was talking with her friends or something, I don't really know how this is gonna work, but I decided that maybe I should change it a little bit to where she was already a Reaper, and she wanted to try something different, so she was going to go into Victorian England and just, like, kill an entire line of nobles, but, like, I don't know how Kalain would come into it then, because I still want this to be, like, a love story a little bit, but I need to change it so I don't get copyrighted for directly ripping off Black Butler and several other animes. Oh dear. But I just wanted to really record this so I could have something to talk about, but once again, the links to all the photos and things will be in the description of the YouTube video if you want to see my current designs for Onyx and Kalain. For the Black Butler amino, they'll probably be in the post that I make about this. I also wanted to say sorry for my voice and things because it's very cold where I live, and I was just outside recording this, and now I'm inside and it's still cold. Another disclaimer that I'd like to add is What was I gonna say? Oh, and the final disclaimer is the new intro/outro will be linked in the description to the original creator of the video. I want to thank them so much for letting me use it because I loved it so much. I was like, can I use this for an intro? And they were like, yeah, sure, go ahead. They didn't tell me to credit them, but I'm going to anyway because that's what any respectable person would do who uses another's content. And I would like to say this is Blood and Glitter / Sutcliff signing off for the day. And please remember, if you decide to make an OC, don't do what I did. See you next time.